like everybody had a station at general quarters, and whatever you were doing when the general quarters alarm rang, you dropped and went to your station. My station during general quarters and also when we were sweeping was a throttle man in the forward engine room that entailed obviously keeping the enunciator, whatever the bridge was asking for speed or doing, we had to make sure the engines were performing there. The difficult part was that they were diesel electric, and if you try to run the electric too fast, you would do it. You'd throw the load to the rear engine room, and it would be all screwed up. So I had a knack of being able to keep the speed at just what they wanted. The sometimes when you went to general quarters every morning at just at dusk or as daybreak was coming, and also at night when dusk was coming. So when those come, there was no problem whatsoever. I mean, you run to your station or went to your station, and the one when your heart started to beat a little faster was during the day when nothing was happening, and all of a sudden the general quarters alarm rang. You'd say to yourself, "What the hell's going on now?" And then you'd get into the engine room, and you'd put on the phones, the battleship phones, and you'd call the bridge and ask what was going on. They would explain to you what happened. One of the things that happened, is funny at the time there, we were in a situation where they were dropping bombs and that there in the water, and we had a seaman on there who last we used to call him Shifty Williams there. He was a compartment cleaner, but he was a talker on the bridge and that there. He happened to be standing beside the captain, and he looked up to see where the bombers were coming from. What he did, his helmet fell off and hit the deck, and they said that the skipper jumped about 3 foot and then hollered. Everybody knew him as Shifty Williams, and everybody. And the skipper said to him, "Shifty, get your ass off this bridge." But we had actually, again, if you wasn't at general quarters, it was just a regular thing. We were running a ship there, whether it was in nice calm water or in rough sea, it didn't matter. In fact, when the when the fella jumped overboard, I mean, it was never realized that he was going to do it. We were just had come off the 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. shift, and we were sitting on the main deck near the mess hall, and he, like I said before, he was sitting on the gunwale there with his one cheek of his fanny on the gunwale and had a Mae West on. Everybody had a Mae West on. And then all of a sudden, like as though he was going to go into the mess hall lead, he said, "Well, I'll be seeing you," and he jumped overboard. When that happened, obviously there's all along the ship, different places. There's like buttons to push there where you could trigger like an alarm that battle stations and that. So somebody tripped the alarm and hollered "man overboard." So I was in the engine room when they finally pulled him aboard. At first we thought they weren't going to even try to pick him up because, in the war zone they said if you're over, you're on your own. But the boatswain mates threw a cargo net over the side, and our executive officer who climbed over the side, and as they maneuvered the ship in as close to him, it was a big running sea in that there, and he was like in a swell, and when the swell come to the ship, the executive officer grabbed him and yanked him aboard. When they got him aboard, he was like a blabbering idiot. I mean, he didn't know his name or nothing. I mean, he never knew why. And at the same, right after that is when the other seaman there we had was yeah, right. He stole all of the morphine syringes and injected himself. He was like a fiend there. the first class pharmacist mate was the one. He said he thought the guy had died while he was standing. He said his pulse was boom, boom, boom. So finally they looked at him and they found all the jab marks from the syringe that he had been injecting himself. It's a good thing we didn't have to use the battle station first aid kits because there was no morphine in them at all. Okay, that's it, Mike.